So welcome, student, welcome, and say very good evening, and I am Ankur Agrawal on behalf of the Shiksha.com and EduShastra is welcoming you for this webinar, which is like defeating xenophobia. So basically, we are having a say very high fever, very high say fear for the Z, and now we are here to defeat this fear, to defeat and to control over all the fears, right? And yes, welcome everyone, welcome. So, my name is Ankur and I'm associated with the EduShastra, and today we will be discussing all about the Zet examination, the cutoff, the examination, the pattern, the colleges, and everything, whatever you name here, I'll be discussing with you here, right? So yes, start with this. So this year the ZET is there in the month of January, as every year is the JET is there in the month of January, right? So moving further, yes. Okay. So now my suggestion is come as a diamond because see, no pressure, no diamond. So that is considered to be one of the toughest exam in India, right? So I am saying that take no pressure, and if you're taking a pressure, you will not be coming out as a diamond. So yes, just prepare yourself properly and clearly, right? There is a very logical approach for the ZET examination, and if you're preparing properly and systematically, then you will be clearing and getting the calls from the ZET affiliated institution. And yes, XLRI is very close to my heart, and this is a very good institution, and there is a very, like I can say, fight between the XLRI and IIM Calcutta, right? So yes, moving further. So, okay. So, what is the agenda today? So, I'll be discussing with you everything about the Z, the practice, the revision strategy, how to get the 95 plus percentile. Yes, 95 plus percentile, and this is very easy comparable to the CAT examination, right? And how you should analyze your weak areas, strong areas, and different sections. What are the different sections are there? And yes, very important thing is the marking pattern. Yes, marking scheme, because this is different from the CAT, Symbiosis, Nasimonji, and other institution, right? And yes, what are the top colleges you should target under this examination? Because there are various good institution which you can target here, right? So okay, so first understand the Z history, right? This is a say year old, right? This is a very year old, 72 years old examination. Just like as we have now cheetahs here in India, right? So this exam is again almost the same age, like as we are having the cheetahs here. So this is a Xavier aptitude test, right? And this is the largest in the mandatory examination, particularly for the XLRI Jamshedpur. But yes, there are various other approximately 40 plus institutions are there which are taking the score of Z, right? And to name something, XAT, IIM-A, TAPI, MICA, and all these other examinations are there, right? Okay, so yes, this is the thing which we are talking about today, the Z 2023, right? Xavier aptitude test, and this year this examination is scheduled on 8th of January 23, right? And the registrations are already going on, and I suggest, see, whenever you're targeting the CAT examination, just also target the Z or right Z, because this is the second largest exam. Approximately 75,000 students attempt this exam every year. 75,000 students, right? So moving further now. So this is the highlight for the Z examination, right? The examination is on 8th of January. Time is the one slot, not like the CAT. There are different slots in the CAT, but here in Z we are having just only one slot, starting from 9:30 to 12:40. So total duration is 3 hours and 10 minutes, right? And the registration fee is 2,000 rupees, and separate fee is there for separate institutions. So for XLRI, this is 200 rupees per program, right? 200 rupees per program. And yes, whatever the pattern is there, so I'll be discussing the pattern for the Z examination in detail in the later slides, right? So this is just summary for the Z examination for this year, right? Okay, so move on. I suppose you will be getting all the information here, right? And this is we are giving here to you on behalf of Shiksha.com and EduShastra, right? So yes, just you can give your comment and your queries here so that Shilpa ma'am can take up your questions and your queries, concerns, right? So what is the eligibility? So as the other examinations say, you should need a say 50% mark, 60% mark, and all these things. So Zet is not giving you any percentage criteria, right? You can see here the first point, that is not giving you any percentage criteria. They are saying only the pass in the bachelor's, right? And you should have a 15 years of your academic study part, right? So this is a just simple eligibility for the Z, right? There is a no foundation, nothing is there, okay? So yes, now the crucial part, right, which we should understand, that is the Z exam pattern. So unlikely the other examinations that is just having a three section, yes. And here the one section which we are calling as what? This is decision making, right? This is a section which is having a say critical part in the yes in the selection, right? Because this is a one new section which is entered here and introduced here in the Z examination. Verbal and logical ability. So logical ability almost out, right? You will get questions based on verbal. Quantitative ability, data integration. So data integration is hardly say one or two set. It's smaller, it's small too, right? So major the quant part. So you have a 26 questions in the verbal and logical part, 21 questions in the decision making, right? And 28 questions in the quantitative and data integration. So this is the major section which is deciding your score, which is deciding your percentile for the selection, right? Now, one more section, current affairs, general knowledge. Now your question is why we are testing? Because this is not a part of the percentile score, right? So this is basically just to check like how much aware you are about the managerial world surrounding political, social, right? So this is there just to check are you aware about your surrounding, because we are having a one program which is related to the HR, right? One program which is related to the business management, right? So how much your awareness, right? So this is testing this part. There is a one essay also. So in all total 101 questions, including the essay. So major time limit for you is what? That is a 165 minute, right? This is your major time limit which you are having here, which is 165 minute having a three sections, right? And only 75 questions. Yes, yes, 75 questions in a 165 minute, right? So this is a very good attempt. And yes, when I give you the cutoff, तो देखो यार यहाँ पे ना जो कट ऑफ है वो मेल्स के लिए अलग है, फीमेल्स के अलग है, इंजीनियर्स का अलग है, नॉन इंजीनियर्स का अलग है, तो कोई कंपटीशन नहीं है. एंड दिस इज द रीजन आई लाइक दिस कॉलेज वेरी मच, राइट? बिकॉज कैट लेते हैं, सिम्बियोसिस लेते हैं, सबका एक कॉमन कट ऑफ है, बट यहाँ पे हमारे पास पे अलग अलग सेपरेट कट ऑफ है, राइट? एंड यस, so there is one limitation in this section that you can move to the part 2 after the part 1. जब आप 165 minute complete कर लेते हो, then you will be moving to the GK part or the essay part, right? So this is the predefined pattern for the Zet examination. Very simple, 165 minute and 75 questions are there, right? Okay. So when we are moving further, right now, what is the difference? We are talking about a Z, right? So what is the difference between the Z and the major exam, the CAT, right? So conducting body for the Z is Xavier's, XLRI, Jamshedpur, always. For the CAT, different times are there, right? So any hand can take up this responsibility to conduct the CAT examination. Eligibility, as I discussed with you, graduate, simple graduate in any of the recognized university, right? But CAT is giving us some percentage minimum, 50% marks you should have, right? Sections, just the two sections. One is having the first part, that is a verbal and logical, right? As I discussed with you in the previous slide, right? Verbal and logical, decision making, and quantitative ability and data integration. This is the one section. Second is general knowledge and the essays. So just the two sections, right? CAT is having a three section. One is a quantitative, the logical, and what? Verbal part, right? So three sections. Mode of examination is same for both the examination. That is the online. So you will be going in the lab and you will be writing the examination. The exam duration for the first part of the Zet is 165 minutes. Total is approximately 190 minutes, 3 hours time, right? And for CAT, this is 120 minutes. Level of difficulty, यार ये देखो जेड ना हम मान के चलते कि जो इंडिया है, इंडिया में एक जो टफेस्ट एग्जाम है उनमें से एक एग्जाम, तो थोड़ा तो लेवल हाई होगा, राइट? एंड यस, अगर हम सैलरीज की बात करते हैं, कंपनीज की बात करते हैं, यू नेम एनी कंपनी, मे बी गूगल, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, फेसबुक, एवरी कंपनी इज देयर इन द कैंपस ऑफ द XLRI, right? Apart from all the IIMs, all these companies are there in the campus of the XLRI, right? So this is the reason the examination is little bit on the higher side, moderate to difficult. And this section is making it difficult, the decision making part, right? You prepare for the verbal, you prepare for the logical, data integration, quantitative, when you're preparing for the CAT, symbiosis, parsimony, right? But this one section, the decision making, is introduced in the Zet examination. And this is making you a little difficult, right? I give you some example for the decision making part, right? What type of questions are there in the decision making part, right? So registration process, online, both, right? Negative marking, yes. This is a very, very important part here, the negative marking, right? In CAT, we are having a simple. If you are making right, you are getting a +3 marks. If you are making wrong, you are getting a -1 mark. Simple, right? But in the Z, whenever you're making a correct answer, you're getting +1 mark, right? And whenever you're making wrong, the 0.5 marks will be 0.25 marks will be deducted, right? So this is right and wrong, right? But if you are leaving some questions unattempted, right? This is the one catch here in the exact examination, right? If you are leaving some questions unattempted, as we do normally in the CAT and other examination, right? So you can leave a maximum 8 questions, right? Till then, you will not get any negative mark, right? For every next question you are leaving unattempted, 0.1 mark will be deducted, right? So out of the total 75 questions, right, you can leave 18 questions unattempted. 8, no negative marking. And if you're leaving a 10 more questions, so just 1 mark will go, right? तो ये देखो यार, एक नंबर के लिए अब मेरे को रिस्क लेने की जरूरत नहीं है, राइट? अगर मेरा वो क्वेश्चन गलत हो जाता है तो मेरा जाएगा कितना, 0.25, राइट? और अगर मैंने उसको अनअटेम्प्टेड छोड़ दिया तो मेरा कितना जा रहा है, 0.1 मार्क, राइट? तो आउट ऑफ द 75 मार्क्स यू कैन टेक 18 क्वेश्चंस एज अनअटेम्प्टेड। और इसके लिए ना कितना हम पे कर रहे हैं, जस्ट 1 मार्क, एक ही नंबर छोड़ रहे हैं, है ना? तो ये ना, ये बच्चों को अगर समझ में आ जाए, ये अगर तुम्हें समझ में आ जाए ना, तो फिर तो तुम्हारा जो है जेट निकल गया, राइट? बिकॉज हम क्या करते हैं, अरे ये भी कर दो यार, ये भी कर दो यार, ये क्वेश्चन भी कर दो, और क्वेश्चन करने के चक्कर में वो नेगेटिव हो जाता है, और जहां पे मेरा 0.1 नेगेटिव होना था ना, वहां पे मेरा 0.25 नेगेटिव हो जाता है। यस, तो ये ना थोड़ा सा लॉजिकल एग्जाम है दैट, राइट? यहाँ पे ना वो ग्रैब कर लेते हैं, कैच कर लेते हैं कि यहाँ पे वो जो है आपको ना मोल्ड कर देते हैं कि आप ना एरर करो और रॉन्ग आंसर लो, राइट? सो दिस इज द बेसिक थिंग, ये हमें ना अच्छे से समझना है। ऑप्शंस की बात करते हैं, Z is giving you the 5 options, CAT is giving you the 4 options, right? And you have total sections, 2 sections in the Z, PA, QA, and decision making for 165 minutes and 25 minutes for the GMAT essay, right? And in a CAT, there is a sectional limit, 40 minutes for one section, right? But in the Z, you can switch between the VA or the decision making or the quantitative, right? But you cannot switch section 1 and the section, right? After completion of the section 1, that is after 165 minutes, you will be moving to the GK and the essay writing, right? Okay. So now understand the jet pattern. Take the last 4 years of scenario, right? So if you can notice here, time duration almost the same, right? Number of sections total 5 now, right? 5 subsection, right? Broadly, we are having 2 sections: QA, VA, decision making, 3 GK and essay, right? So total you have the 5 subsections, but broadly you have only 2 sections, right? Total question 101, including a 1 essay. So broadly we are having the same question. MCQ questions 1, descriptive is 1, right? Now, essay writing is always there. Earlier, this was not there, so now this is there. So we have to improve the English part, right? Grammar, tenses, part of a speech, right? All this we have to do. Maximum marks 100, right? And essay is there only for what? XLRI, right? Not for any other institution. If you are shortlisted for the XLRI, the essay will be evaluated, right? And as I have given you the example for the negative marking, so you can leave 18 questions out of a 175 as unattempted. And for 18 questions, you will be just losing a 1 mark, right? 1 mark. तो इतना तो रिस्क यार हम ले सकते हैं, राइट? कि मैं जो है 0.25 मार्क्स लूज करने के बजाय अगर 0.1 मार्क की लूज कर रहा हूँ तो वो मेरे लिए बेटर है, राइट? ओके, नाउ सिलेबस, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट. सिलेबस क्या है, right? So if I look for the syllabus here, so we have the all these 4 sections. So verbal ability, logical part, reading comprehension, vocabulary, para jumble, grammar, critical reasoning, fill in the blanks, right? Whatever you have there in your CAT, right? All these things are there in Zet also, same thing, right? Decision making. Now this is the one part, right? So decision making is more or less the data interpretation and logical reasoning of the CAT, but this is having a some conditional, situational based questions also, right? And I'll be giving you one example for this towards the end, right? So you will be telling me the answer for, right? Decision making. We'll be solving a one question here, right? Quantitative ability, data interpretation. So all the major part, arithmetic, geometry, mensuration, algebra, permutation, combination, probability, right? All those things are there. Then data interpretation, bar graph, pie chart, and even see, you can expect as a spider web as a diagram in the data interpretation, right? So this can also be, so whatever the diagram you can imagine, right, can be there in the data interpretation part, right? जनरल नॉलेज, यस. सो फ्रेंड्स, दोस्तों, मैं ये बोलूंगा कि आज से अभी से ना न्यूज़पेपर रीड करना शुरू कर दो. थोड़ा सा चैनल देखो, न्यूज चैनल्स देखो, है ना? नॉर्मल नहीं. टेक एग्जांपल लाइक एनडीटीवी प्रॉफिट, राइट? ब्लूमबर्ग. So start watching these channels so that you can have a good English as well as the current affair knowledge, right? Follow some say financial word, maybe the stock market, right? Mutual funds, right? So that you have some knowledge of the financial world also, right? The declaration, the announcements of the RBI, the different banking sectors, right? The different mergers and acquisitions which are coming up there with the big corporates, right? Different new setups which are there in the different countries, right? So science, economics, business, politics, static GK, sports, yes. So sports is also there. So I suppose you all must be liking to watch the T20 matches. We have just finished with the say French Open, right? So can you tell me in the chat box here who was the say this year champion for the French Open? Yes, yes, quickly. Can you tell me?
Request all the students to please answer
Yes.
what the question sir
Who-
has asked. Okay.
Who is
you're
the
receiving
yes?
reply.
Yes. Rafael Nadal. Yes, absolutely correct. Rafael Nadal is the this year champion, and Djokovic is the last year champion, right? Defending champion. So we should all know about this, right? Otherwise, like you can say, we have the 4 Grand Slam: French Open, US Open, Australian Open, and Wimbledon, right? Now, out of these, can I say that Wimbledon is played on the natural grass, right? and remaining 3 will be played on the artificial grass, right? So we should have and acquire all these knowledge about the sports, about the say political word, awards, books, right? Have you heard the award name Magsaysay Award? Yes. Have you heard the name Magsaysay Award? And I suppose I'll give the one example. The Iron Lady of India, the strong lady, Madam Kiran Bedi, right, won this exam, won this award, Magsaysay Award, right? So can you name to me that which country is awarding this, right? And which is the say person who is there after whom this award is named? Yes, yes, Parika, absolutely correct. Yes, yes, clapping for you.
Proud of
This is
all.
given
They
by
all are
yeah.
just replying promptly, sir.
Yeah, yes, yes, they are very active. They are very active and knowledgeable. So yes, Philippines is giving this award, right? And they have their one president, Mr. Raymond Magsaysay, right? So this award is named after him as the Magsaysay Award, and this is given in the say field of the outstanding performance. And there are various Indians. One example is Madam Kiran Bedi, right, who won this award, and there are various other personalities from India, those who have won this award, right? So all these awards, Bharat Ratna, Nav Ratna, right? All these awards you should memorize, and you will be getting all these data, right? So all these will be there, and 25 questions, right? And hardly 10 minutes of time. So you have to run fast, right? Okay. Now moving further and just checking for us is some detailed syllabus. So if I look for the say detailed syllabus, right? I just told you some broad topic like do the arithmetic, do the geometry, and all those things. So these are the say detailed, important, right? Important topics which are there under the quantitative section. And I suppose you must be doing all these things from our school days, like a class of 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, right? Percentage, profit and loss, ratio proportion, mixture allegation, right? All these things, logarithm, probability, permutation, combination, all these things we are doing. So yes, this is the say broad topic for the quantitative and DI section, right? Now, if you go down for the verbal and the logical ability, so yes, as I discussed earlier also, so reading comprehension, fill in the blanks, antonyms, synonyms, right? So see, here you have the advantage. In the CAT, you have the reading comprehension and the para summary. If I take the last year CAT 21, right? So everything is for the reading and reading, right? But here you have the fill in the blanks. Fast can be solved fast. Antonyms, synonyms, right? Jumble word, right? So all these can be done very quickly and very fast. And here you can save your time, right? You can save your time in this section, verbal ability and logical skills, right? So decision making, yes, this is the section which is deciding the selection and the rejection, right? Because this is introduced new. Apart from other exams, this is not there, but in that this is there. And here we are having almost the same part, that is analytical reasoning, logical reasoning part, case-less, data integration, right? And sometimes there are some situational questions are there, right? So okay, take an example. Uh, there is a person named Mohan, right? And he is a very successful businessman, having a one setup factory, right? And he is the business minded person, right? He is the business minded person, but because of all these COVID and Corona, he is running with a loss, right? This person is running with a loss. Now, to turn his business again into the profit, what should he do? Right? Got the question? There is a person named Mohan, and he is running with a business, right? Because of the corona, he is having a what? Losses, right? And he is a business minded person, right? And he wants to again turn his company into the profit. Option one, what should he do? Option one, he should cut over the employees. This is the option one. He should cut over the employees. Second, he should improve the process of functioning, right? Third, he should implement the innovative ideas, right? And fourth option, none of these, right? So yes, quickly, give me the answer. Give me the answer. Okay, so Sumant is saying the three option. Vikas is saying the second option. So Sumant is saying put the innovative idea. Aniket, Vikas, Sanad, Nitesh, everyone is saying second option. Put the improve the functioning. Okay, Sandeep is three option. So so friend, this is the catch, right? यहाँ पे ना Z आपको अच्छे से पकड़ के रखता है ना? यही एक कैच पॉइंट है जहां पे ना हमें जेड को अच्छे से समझना है, राइट? सी, मैंने क्या बोला? मोहन इज अ बिजनेसमैन, ही इज रनिंग विद सम सेटअप फैक्ट्री एंड ही इज व्हाट? बिजनेस माइंडेड पर्सन, राइट? तो यहाँ पे ना जो तुम लोग सोच रहे हो लेबर को कट करेगा, एथिकल नहीं है, अनएथिकल है, किसी का जॉब चला जाएगा, राइट? तो जेड यहाँ पे इस बारे में कुछ भी नहीं सोचता है, राइट? एंड द राइट आंसर इज व्हाट? दैट इज ऑप्शन वन, ही शुड कट ओवर द लेबर, द एम्प्लॉइज. व्हाई? बिकॉज मोहन इज व्हाट? Yes, Mohan is a business-minded person. The catch is here, right? और that ना ऐसे पकड़ता है तुम लोगों को, और ये ना हमें प्रैक्टिस करना है, और ये प्रैक्टिस अगर हो जाएगा तो देखो, that तो एक ऐसा एग्जाम है कि जहाँ पे जो एलुमनाइज है ना, they are over, right, across the world. And I suppose sometime back, right, sometime back, around 2 or 3 months back, right? You must have heard of one information, one news that there is a one lady who is a passed out from the XLRI, right? And she is now the CEO of a one organization based in UK. Yes, can you name this? Yes. And John, yes, absolutely, and John, absolutely. This is Lena Nair, right? And I suppose now you can search for her, right? You can Google her, right? And she's what? She's the XLRI pass out, right? And she's heading a one organization now. So who will name the organization? Yes, and John is giving me the name. The lady's name is Nina Nair. So who will be giving the name of the organization? Yes, quickly. Yes, Channel, right? This is the organization which is based in a UK, right? And she is the head of the organization and passed out from the XLRI. And I suppose somewhere right around 85, so 1985 or so, right? And now we are running with the say 2020, right? So not a long gap, yeah. So there are various persons who are from the Xavier institution, and now they are having a topmost position in different organizations, right? And see, this is the section decision making will help you to become a good manager, right? Got it? Okay. So come to the current affairs, general knowledge, awards, winners, business, politics, right? Constitution of India, world event, right? All these things are there for the that GK, right? So start reading the newspaper, watch the news channel as I told you, the NDTV Profit, Bloomberg, right? You can start watching these channels, read the editorial part, read the first page, the sports page, right? And watch and make your ears open, right? Anything, anywhere you can heard can help you in the examination, right? So this is the syllabus for the Z, right? Now, very important part, the strategy. How to prepare for this exam, right? We have the
So
CAT.
before you just proceed to the preparation strategy, sorry to intervene.
No, please.
We have already received a bunch of questions from the students. So if we just could have the answer to few of them.
Yeah, sure.
So the first question has been asked by Vikas, and he's asking, do we require work experience for this examination? Because he does work in a non-banking finance company.
Okay. So because see, Zet is what one exam, right? Zet is a one institution, and affiliated institutions are there, which are giving a clear cutoffs for what male, female, engineers, non-engineers, working professionals, and the freshers, right? So they are giving all these cutoffs clear, right? Not like the CAT examination or say other examinations where you are having just a one cutoff, okay, say 98 for the IIMs, right? Say 90 is for the say this institution and so on, right? That is giving you the clear cutoff, and your competition, right? Your competition will be only with the freshers, right? If you are a fresh candidate, so your competition is not with the engineers, right? You are from non-banking financial institution, right? So you are not from the all competition with the engineers. You will be going and compete with the freshers, right? So don't worry and put your best, right? Yes.
Okay, sir. So the next up, we have a question from Deepak, and he's asking, sir, someone told me the new UGC guideline. According to that, we need 75% plus in our graduation to get the big colleges in MBA, particularly in the field of MBA. Is it true, sir?
No. This is basically the initial process, and this is the proposed thing, right? But there is a no such thing is implemented right now. And say for the eligibility, as I discussed here, there is a no percentage. But yes, when you're going for a this some institution, maybe the XLRI or some other institution, so some institution are putting up say some mark, maybe like this 60% or so, right? But not like 75% or 80%. No, not now.
Okay, so quickly I'll take up a few more questions. Ankush
Yes.
has this question. So how to tackle gap years during preparation?
Okay. So Ankush, for this, what I suggest, right, you can just give us some constructive idea, right? Whatever you have done in those gap years, right? Suppose 1 year or 2 year, whatever is there. So just sit back, relax, and write some points, right? Write say 5 points. Whatever you have done in those 1 year or 2 year, right? The constructive one, right? If you have prepared, maybe you have helped in your family business, right? Maybe you have done say, some NGO work, right? Whatever you have done, just try to say some 5 points and then elaborate over those points, right?
Okay, sir. Yes. Thank you for answering that. Next up, we have a question from Likhit, and he's asking, sir, MBA after graduation is better or MBA after 2 years of experience?
Let's see. This all depend on your say requirement, right? The obligations towards your family, towards your near and dear ones, right? Sometimes, like there are some students who have say, some obligation on the financial front, right? So what they take up, they first go in the job, right? Save some money for their fees and all, and then they go for the MBA, right? But my suggestion for everyone, first complete your academics and then go in the corporate world. So this means your graduation, your post-graduation, your management qualification, whatever you want to pursue, first complete your academics and then move to your corporate world, right?
Okay, sir. One more question. The question is, if I shall not get good marks in CAT or ZAT, can I opt for private college? If yes, then which all colleges? As previously you have discussed about it.
Okay. So you can go for the private colleges, right? There are various private colleges are there. But see, my suggestion for you, we have enough time, right? Say if I count from today, so today is the 20th of September, right? And if I go for the first exam, which is a CAT, so CAT is the 27th of November, right? So we have exactly 2 months almost, right? So my suggestion is put your 10% for the preparation of the CAT, right? And after the CAT, you again have approximately 1.5 months, right? So till now, from starting from now till Z, we have around 3 months of time, and 3 months of time is very well sufficient if you are putting say around 3 to 4 hours per day for your serious preparation, right? So you can have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right, for your preparation for a days. And Saturday, Sunday will not be the holiday for you, right? So Saturday, Sunday, put a little extra time because you're free from your college, you're free from your job, right? Whatever you're doing. So put a little extra time. So don't take the Saturday, Sunday as a holiday, right? So this is a very crucial time of your life. And if you do us a little effort here, right, you will be enjoying your life fullest, right? Yeah.
So, sir, rest of the questions are related to the preparation tips only. So, I would request you to just go ahead with your presentation.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, so the very important part is how do we prepare for the Zet examination, right? How to prepare for the Zet examination? Because see, this is having us some different sections, right? Decision making is the one major section. So, what to do? First, understand the examination pattern and the syllabus, right? So I discussed with you the examination pattern, total 75 questions divided into the three parts, right? And we are having a total 165 minutes for these three sections, right? Different topics I have discussed for the QADI, for the verbal, for the decision making, GK, right? To understand further and plan your path of progress, right? Say, for example, you have the total 6 days in a week, right? One day is Sunday, right? So what I can suggest, take 2 days for the QADI, 2 days for the verbal and logical, and 2 days for the decision making. Your week is done, and you are going with all the topics, right? Sunday. Write a one mock test on the Sunday, right? So that you can understand that whatever you have studied, whatever you have understood entire week previously, are you able to apply those concepts in the mock test or not? If not, so this is the part where you are analyzing your strength area as well as weak area, right? And when you have analyzed your weak area, you can work over on your weak area. And we have enough time to improve the preparation, to improve the weak areas, right? So this is the way you can plan your timetable for the study, right? So very first thing is start solving the previous year JAT paper. See, देखो अभी ना जो जेट एग्जाम है वो ना बहुत सिंपल, बहुत इजी हो गया है. मेरे टाइम का लेके देखो 2009, 2010, 2011, राइट? तो तुम्हें पता चल जाएगा कि ना जेट एग्जाम होता क्या था. अभी तो ना दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी सिंपल एग्जाम, जेट एग्जाम, राइट? तो अगर एक बार तुम 2009, 2010, 2011 का अगर सॉल्व करके देखोगे ना, तो पता चलेगा कि जेट एग्जाम में ना बस धुएं निकल जाते थे, है ना? सो जस्ट प्लान योर स्ट्रेटेजी एंड यस, very good institutions are there in the ZAT examination, right? Now, to begin with, what to do? At least 3 hours of the preparation, right? As I'm saying here, your preparation should be approximately for 3 hours per day, right? And divide your time, whatever the skills, whatever the basics you need. So accordingly, you can divide your time, right? And yes, one major thing, as I'm repeating again and again, डिसीजन मेकिंग, राइट? ये ना एक ऐसा सेक्शन है जो अच्छे अच्छों को ना वहां पे भुला देता है कि क्या करना है ना. तो इसके लिए मेरे को बहुत अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करके जाना है डिसीजन मेकिंग. एंड देखो अभी मैंने एक एग्जांपल दिया भी था मोहन वाला, राइट? एंड नोबडी हैज गिवन मी द करेक्ट आंसर द ऑप्शन, राइट? तो जेड ना यहाँ पे पकड़ता है हमें कस के, और बस फिर छूट नहीं पाते, है ना? ओके, so some more tips. Data interpretation, right? So this is a little time consuming part, right? So what to do? What to do? Now you can say, I can use the calculator, I can do the calculation, I have the rough sheets, right? But my suggestion is take this time now. You are at home, right? Utilize this time. How? You can utilize this time by memorizing tables, squares, cubes, reciprocals, percentage reciprocals, etc. Right? So that you can have the good understanding and good knowledge. Right? So can you tell me here? Wait. Okay. So just tell me if I say 10.52 of 133. Can you tell me how much is this? 10.52% of 133. How much is this? Yes. So answer should become in fraction of seconds, right? This is the time we need to solve, say, one entire set, right? Hello? Yes. So 10.52% of 133. Yes. What is the answer? Right. So I'm saying try to memorize the what? Tables, squares, cubes, percentage, reciprocal, etc. Right. So suppose if I say 1 by 19, right, into 100 is what? This is how much? 5.26%, right? And I want to calculate the 10.52%. So can I say 10.52% is nothing but what? 2 times of 5.26. So I can simply write here, this is 2 by 19 times of 133, right? Cancelling from 19, how many times? 7. And your answer is coming out to be what? 14, right? So this way you can easily calculate, you can easily fast calculate your calculations, right? So you can save your time in the data integration. And see, one catch point here. If you go 10.52%, you will be doing all the calculation. But if I convert this into the fraction, so normally the denominator will cancel your number. You can see here, 19 is directly cancelling out the 133. So examiners are giving you such a number. If you convert them into the fraction, you will be getting your answer quickly, right? So DI is little time consuming. And yes, write your test, right, so that you can improve your time, right? You can improve your timeline, right? So this is what, take as many mock tests as possible, right? Now for this, you can write the previous year's GAT paper, right? You can write the mock test paper for the Z, and then you will be having your confidence built up, right? And complete your preparation 15 days before the Zet examination. So this year the Zet is there on 8th of January 23. So your preparation should be done somewhere around 20th of December, so that you can celebrate the Christmas, you can celebrate the New Year, right? And then you can give a Zet examination with a fresh mind, right? So complete your preparation somewhere around 20th of December, right? And take this JET examination as important as any other examination, right? There is a no magic for this, right? You have to prepare seriously and sincerely for this examination, right? Okay. Now, so how to go with this? So this is the say summarized. You can take the screenshot of this. This is the summarized plan for you, right, to prepare the ZET in 3 months now onward, right? So preparation date is starting from the September. Daily time is around 4 to 5 hours. Your preparation should over by mid of the December, right? And your preparation activity after the December 15th of December will be a revision, mock test, and mock test and mock test, right? Write as many mock tests as possible. Yes. And for this, see, 3 months of time is not a short time. Right? 3 months of time is not a short time. You say just 3 months. No, this is not just 3 months. This is a 3 months of time, right? You have approximately 100 days. And how many questions you have? 100 questions, right? So if you are preparing one question per day, you will be preparing for all the 100 questions, right? So this is the very right time, very correct time for the preparation of the ZET examination, right? So achieve the good clarity of the fundamentals, right? So fundamentals are very important to get the answer, right? Because you will be getting the questions on application based, right? Not directly formula based. You will be getting questions application based in the examination, right? And very important part, mock test. Write the mock test. Yes, start from this day only, start writing the mock test, right? So This is your summarized preparation plan for the Zet examination, right? And इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं तो कहीं से कुछ तो पैसा वैसा कुछ फीस का तो पता चलना चाहिए ना, है ना? So these are the some major institutions, right? And in the XLRI, you have a two major program. One is the PGDM, BM, Business Management, and one is the PGDM, HRM, HR Management, Human Resource Management, right? And these are the fields, these are the different number of seats as per the different examinations, right? So you can have all these institutions, you can have all these fee structure here, right? Now, the Z cutoff. Okay? Very important part, as say some questions were there earlier. What is that cutoff? So I told you that males के लिए अलग है, females के लिए अलग है, engineers के लिए अलग है, non-engineers के लिए अलग है, freshers का अलग है, experience का अलग है, right? So everything is separate. आप अपने ही group में compete कर रहे हो, right? You are not competing to the entire lot of the Zet examination. You're just competing in your section only. So see, for this, VLR 76 for the male, 70 for the female. Data, this decision making 74, 70. QADI 83, 75 and overall 94, 92. अब ये देखो डिसीजन मेकिंग मैंने बोला कि 74, 70 परसेंटाइल चाहिए, है ना? बता सकते हो कितने क्वेश्चन पे आ जाएगा? How many questions you have to attempt in the decision making so that you will get around 70 percentile? Yes. Can you tell me how many questions are there? कितने क्वेश्चन करने पड़ेंगे मेरे को कि मेरे को 70 परसेंटाइल मिल जाए एग्जैक्ट में डिसीजन मेकिंग सेक्शन में? जल्दी. अरे 13, 14 क्वेश्चन इतने तो सारे पेपर में करने होते हैं सुमंत, इतने तो सारे पूरे जेट में करने होते हैं. विकास यस एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. 70 परसेंटाइल करने के लिए डिसीजन मेकिंग सेक्शन में मेरे को कितने करने हैं? 4 या 5 क्वेश्चन ही करने हैं बस. कैट नहीं है जहां पे करते जा रहे हैं क्वेश्चन ही खत्म नहीं हो रहे, है ना? तो जेड ना बड़ा ही इजी एग्जाम है, बट थोड़ा सा अगर हम लॉजिकली कर रहे हैं तो और भी इजी हो जाएगा. तो मेरे को कोई 20, 21, 12, 13, 14, 15 वो क्वेश्चन नहीं करने, मेरे को सिर्फ 4-5 क्वेश्चन करने हैं डिसीजन मेकिंग सेक्शन में, राइट? ओके. नाउ द जेड कट ऑफ फॉर द HRM, the flagship program of the XLRI, HRM, one of the best program in India, right? So you can see here the table. Engineers male, different cutoff. Engineers female, different cutoff, right? And non-engineers male, non-engineers female, right? So there are different cutoff for the different person. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने एक कटऑफ निकाल दिया, वो बच्चे ने इंजीनियरिंग किया नहीं किया, क्या नहीं किया, वो सबको मैंने एक ही तरीके से चेक कर लिया. नहीं, दैट ना यहाँ पे हमारे फेवर में, है ना? अगर मेरा इंजीनियरिंग नहीं है तो मेरे लिए अलग कट ऑफ है ना? अब आप देख लो इसमें फीमेल का जो इंजीनियरिंग का कट ऑफ है 75 है ना? एंड जो फीमेल नॉन इंजीनियरिंग कट ऑफ है वो आप देख लो वो कितना है, 75 है, राइट? When you go for the say other exam, take the QA, the important part, right? फीमेल इंजीनियर्स का 74 कट ऑफ है और फीमेल नॉन इंजीनियर्स का 64 कट ऑफ है, राइट? दिस इज परसेंटाइल. कितना बड़ा मार्जिन है यहाँ पे, है ना? ये बेनिफिट हमें जेट ही दे रहा है और कोई एग्जाम नहीं दे रहा है ना? और इस बेनिफिट को ना कैश करना है, कैच करना है, राइट? तो okay, so yes, so from our side, from EduShastra, from Shiksha.com, we are wishing you a very best of luck, and we hope that you achieve all the success of your life, all the success of your career, right? And you will become the say some new CEOs of some good big organization across the world, right? So yes, some more questions if you have some more queries.
Thank you for motivating us, sir. I would request you to please just stop sharing, then I'll start taking few more questions.
Yeah, sure.
And meanwhile, I'm launching a poll so that we can understand whether you like this session or not. And Simultaneously, I'll just start taking up questions, sir.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so the first question Akash wants to ask you. Sir, I am a first year student in BBA. Shall I start my preparation right now?
Yes, Akash. See, now you're in a first year, right? And you have just 1 year, that is your second year, right, for your preparation part. When you will reach in a third year, so you will be writing your exam, right? And if you are not preparing now, then after the third year, if you prepare, then you will be getting some gap year, right? And this will be like creating some hindrances, some blockages in your progress. So best is this is a very good time to start your preparation.
Okay, next up we have question from Rama. Actually, he has two questions. So he's asking about what could be the best resources for GK preparation. And the second question is that what kind of essays he should practice.
Okay, so GK resources, right? So as I told you, the GK will be the last 6 months, right? So exam is there in the January, 8th of January, right? So count back the 6 months from the June around, right? So read the newspaper, the magazines, right? Watch the news channels, right? I give you some name like NDTV Profit, Bloomberg, all these channels are there. With these, you will develop your GK as well as your English, right? Two benefits are there. Then you can have say some books, right? Year books, etc. So you can refer those books. Then you are talking about essay. So if I recall, yes, 2017, there is a one essay in the GK, and the topic was Jigno's globalization. Jigno's globalization, right? So can you tell me what is this word meaning? Anyone can tell me? Jigno's globalization. Yes. अब अगर इंग्लिश में ना गरीब है तो फिर इंग्लिश में गरीब ही रह जाते हैं, है ना? तो यहाँ पे ना हमें थोड़ा सा जनरल रीडिंग करनी है. Now, Jigno is globalization. I suppose globalization is understandable to everyone, right? Going global, right? Jigno is what? Extreme favoritism to the country, right? हिंदी में जैसे हम बोलेंगे कट्टर राष्ट्रवाद, right? तो इस पे ना दिस वाज अ टॉपिक इन द 2017. अब मेरे को ये टॉपिक ही नहीं समझ में आएगा तो मैं लिखूंगा क्या, है ना? तो ये ना आपको जो मैंने बोला कि सॉल्व द प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स ऑफ द सेट, राइट? टेक द लास्ट ईयर 10 years पेपर्स एंड सॉल्व सम मॉक पेपर्स फॉर द सेट, राइट? तो वहां पे क्या होगा, यू विल गेट ऑल दीज टाइप ऑफ एसेज कि क्या पॉसिबल टॉपिक्स हो सकते हैं एंड देन यू कैन प्रिपेयर इजीली, राइट?
So next up we have a question from Onkar, and he's asking if I score in between 60 to 67% in SSC high school certificate and graduation and also in ZAT, will I be able to crack this XLRI exam?
See, Onkar, whatever is there in the past, already there, right? Nobody can change for the 10th or 12th or whatever, right? Now, talking about the graduation, if you are in a graduation, right, perform well, try to score as much as possible, maybe around 8.5 or 9 CGPA, right? And to overcome those shortcomings which were there in the say 10th or 12th, now I need to score a little extra marks in the Zet examination because there is some weightage, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ दैट का स्कोर होगा, सिर्फ मेरा 10th होगा. देयर इज सम वेटेज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम योर 10th स्टैंडर्ड, 10, 12, graduation, your extracurricular, your all activities are evaluated, right? So if you are having a little short marks in the lower classes, right, so perform well and try to score high marks so that you can balance out the weightage, right?
Okay. Very less time we have, a lot of questions to ask. Okay. So next up we have question from Swati Singh, and she wants to ask you, sir, I'm planning to give 3 exams this year, CAT, SNAP and ZAT. what should be my strategy to prepare for all?
Okay. So, Swati, what is my suggestion? You should put your complete concentration over the CAT, right? The SNAP is the easy exam, but yes, this is a speed-based exam. So my suggestion for the SNAP is take a sum around 5-6 mock test papers so that you can match up with the speed for the SNAP. And one section which is new for you in the Zet, which is decision making, right? So after the CAT and SNAP, you will get sufficient time around 20-25 days or so, right? Then you can prepare this section, and this again will be your good exam. Right. So this way you will be writing your all the three exams in a perfect manner.
Okay, sir. You talked about mocks, attempting mocks. So we have
Yes.
a question related to that. Ankush wants to ask you, sir, what are the best sources for the mocks for ZAT, particularly as he's preparing his own?
Okay. So Ankush, the best sources for the mocks is for every exam is the past 10 years papers. Right? Pick those past year 10 papers, right? 10 years paper, and you will be getting the actual question, actual difficulty level. And yes, for those examination, you have the cutoff, right? Because cutoffs are already decided. So when you're solving paper, you can always compare your performance with those cutoffs, right? So that you should know what is your strength area, what is your weak area.
Sir, we have follow-up questions related to the resources and the books. If you could just refer few for the practicing questions. Shobit has this question.
Okay. So, see, the best material is the past year papers, right? But you can take up some books, which are like some books are available for the Arihant publication, right? So this is a well-known publication all across India. So Arihant publication, you have the books for the, especially designed books for the Zet examination. So you can take the books, the fund, decision making, and there they have a one complete book for the Zet preparation. Right. So you can take up this book from the Arihant publication. Right. So no need to go here and there referring a different material. Just one book is sufficient.
Okay. Next up, we have question from Vikas again, and he's asking: is 70% good enough to get into IIM or any top MBA colleges, top 50 MBA colleges, considering ZAT and the CAT he's planning to give?
Yes, because 70% is a good score, right? And now concentrate over your written examination, right? And prepare together for the group discussion as well as the personal interview, right? Tell me something about yourself. Where do you see 5 years down the line? Where do you see 10 years down the line, right? What do you want to be? What are your hobbies, right? So prepare all these questions.
Okay, sir. Quickly, next up, we have a question from Ruchi, and she's asking how many correct questions are to be done for getting 92 plus percentile in ZAT?
Okay. So, Ruchi, as I told you, in the decision making section, I give you the one example that you need around 4 and 5 questions to get a 70 plus percentile, right, which is a cutoff. So, in all, for getting a say 92, 95 plus percentile, you need out of a total 75 questions we have, right? So, out of the 75 questions, you need somewhere around 40 to 45, right? Equating all the three sections, right? If I say 45, it's around 15, 15, 15.
Okay, sir. Next up, we have a question. 100 questions in MCQ format. So, does it contain the multi-concept questions as well, sir?
Yes, but not the 100 questions. The little correction is here. 25 questions are from G, which will not be evaluated, right, for your percentile. So you have the 75 questions. So suppose if there is a one question which is having from numbers, so when you're solving, so you need to solve a say one quadratic equation also, right? Probability can come up with the time, speed, and distance, right? Algebra can come up with the geometry. So yes, multi concepts will be tested with one question.
Okay, next up we have question from Akash, and he is asking, so what to focus more, ZAT preparation or graduation?
First, the graduation. See, because this will create your eligibility, If you're not getting the marks in the graduation, then you will not be able to write the Zet examination, right? So first is your graduation. A good CGPA somewhere around at least 8.5 or 9 CGPA in the graduation, right?
Sir, Krishna Kant has asked this question several times. If you have any guidance, if you can just share any guidance on this. If I clear that exam, then will he be able to get education loan based on that? Any idea?
Yes. You will be getting the educational loan from all the, if you're getting admission in the all premier institution, right? So you will get a loan. Now, this loan will depend on your institution, right? If you are in a say, A grade institution, you can E grade institution, this will reduce to say 70%, but yes, you will be getting the loan, right? But remember one thing, when you're taking a loan, you have to submit your pass mark sheet after every semester, right? So that the next installment will be issued, right? So this is a very important point. If you are not submitting your pass mark sheet of every semester, the next installment of the loan will not be issued by the bank, right?
So finally, sir, it's a wrap for our complete this session. Yes.